Hello and welcome to another episode of Bible Fantasy, a creative series where essentially I put together players whose names correlate with books or authors in the Bible to try and get as many points as I can while also being inspired to do a little short talk about the Christian faith in relation to a return time from one of the players that I have in my team. Now, as you'll see from the title, and we've done very well in women's fantasy, the quickest review ever initially of Club World Cup fantasy. Finished on 55 points in the final. I glanced the team sheets and thought James was benched because Gusto was in. Turns out he was starting. I would have had him instead of Marquinhos. But it doesn't really matter. We finished on a nice round score of 450 points. We finished like what? One 16,418th place. That's not the one we're concerned about, though. The one we care about is women's Euro Fantasy, where we got 69 points in Matchday 3. Kikoto clutched up for us yesterday beautifully with a 12-pointer. Ruttela for Switzerland got a last-minute assist and player of the match for 20, which was lovely. Patella's delivered again. Um, is it Karchawi? She did beautifully with the penalty yesterday, right in the last minute of the France game to get us some points. Yule Brand scored for us, which was nice. And beyond that, there wasn't too many other returns to talk about. Um, so in terms of the standings, so here's the evidence. Eighth in England is pretty nice, and then 104th in the world. We are, by the looks of it, so we're on 259 points. We're not a million miles off first place. We're what 24 points off. So I'd say we're still in the running to win the thing, which is tasty. I'll come on to how my team's looking for the quarterfinals shortly, but for now, most importantly, we are going to do a short talk from the Bible in relation to one of the return times. Do watch episode 1 if you have no idea how this series works and you're like, this is crazy. How on earth are you making that link to that? Watch episode 1, it will make more sense. Thanks to those of you that have already commented and appreciating this series. Yeah, hope this is another encouraging, interesting one for you. So we're going to go with a return for this one that we got of Alexia Patella's. So she got an assist. Well, she got a couple of assists. We're going to go for the assist that she got in the 14th minute. Now, Patella's is our Paul representative. Paul wrote lots of books in the New Testament. Paul Tellers is clutching at straws, but it's about as close as we can do in relation to some of the other player names we have. Now, the 14th minute. Paul wrote the book of 2 Corinthians as one of the books he wrote. So we're going to look at 2 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 4 in relation to the goal time of 14th minute. The link is close enough with that. So here's what it says. It says, He comforts us, so He being God, He comforts us in our troubles. God comforts us in our troubles so we can comfort others. When they are troubled, we will be able to give them the same comfort that God has given us. Now, I don't know about you. Um, Life can be difficult at times, and I need reassurance in life at times, and I need comfort in life at times. And at the moment, I've been going through a bit of a health scare actually myself. I've been going through a few health issues, a few struggles of like pre-fainting type symptoms. It's actually been really difficult to live with the last week or so. And understandably, there's an element of anxiety for me around that. Now, having God in my life and being a Christian genuinely has been game changing at this time. Because, for one, just knowing there's a God that's bigger than this world, that's over me, that's with me, that knows exactly what's going on, gives me reassurance that, okay, God's big enough to help me through this. He knows what's going on. There's Bible verses like He works everything for good for those that love Him, so I know He can use this for good. I know He's going to be with me in it. I know He's sustaining my every breath, and He's very much able to help me through this. And as long as He means me to be on this earth, He will continue to sustain me and help me to be here. So, number one, just the facts of that give me massive peace and reassurance and give me that comfort this passage talks about. But two, in Philippians, it talks about how God can give us peace that passes all understanding, physical peace where you can't explain why you're feeling peaceful, but you have this genuine sense of supernatural peace that can help you to feel comforted and to know that God's with you and to feel at peace. And even the most like terrible circumstances, somehow God can enable you to feel this peace where you can get by and you can cope and you can get through. And I've experienced this peace in my life as well at times where there's no reason why I should be feeling the peace I'm feeling based on circumstances. But yet supernaturally God has come in and has given me that supernatural peace by the Holy Spirit that every Christian has living inside of them, God's very Spirit, to help them in day-to-day life. So I hope that's an encouragement you watching. If you're not a Christian, God can give you that comfort both sort of factually based on the fact He's real and what the Bible tells us in relation to some of these promises, but also supernaturally in terms of spiritual peace he can actually give you in day-to-day life. And then it goes on to say how from that place of comfort we can then comfort other people. You know, we've been designed in life to do life as community, to do life with other people. We're not designed to do life on our own. And that's the beauty of the church in the Christian life, where you have lots of people coming together every Sunday, meeting together, meeting in the week together, doing life together as friendship, as family. Like it's called church family for a reason. We do life together and we're supposed to encourage one another and help one another. And in life in general, we're supposed to do life helping one another, looking out for other people, comforting each other, encouraging one another. And that's another way that God uses to comfort us and help us, actually, by giving other people to be there for one another, and look out for each other and help one another in life. So that's the other encouragement from this passage. If you're not even a Christian watching this, you can be encouraged that, you know, look out for other people in life, be a comfort to others, because that's what we're called to do. But yeah, I hope you can see as well that with God, He can both comfort us, most importantly, and then we can also from that place comfort others. And I found that incredibly helpful myself, both personally, the way God's helped me, and also in the way He sent other people to help me and comfort me in life when it comes to difficulties and struggles. So that's the encouragement. Do comment if you have any questions about it. Do like and subscribe if you want to tune in for more of these sort of things. In terms of the fantasy football team looking what it's looking like for the next game week. Now, initially, it's worth saying when it comes to women's Euros, we need to look at the tournament bracket and the fixtures with what's coming up. So, as you can see, England have a lovely draw. They've got, I mean, Switzerland are playing very well to be fair, but obviously as the reigning champions, you'd back England to be favourites in that. And then if they get through, they play Italy or Norway, who also is a winnable fixture. Whereas if you look at the other half of the draw, France, Germany, that's a juicy fixture. I'm thinking both teams are going to score in that. And then Spain, Switzerland. Spain are playing unbelievably. They're massive favourites. You'd expect them to win that game, and then it'll be a juicy semi-final. So in terms of players to target, I mean, you want to be going heavy on Spain. You can have up to five Spain players now. Whoops. So I'm going to be having five Spain players. I'll tell you who they are in a minute. I think you want a little bit of France and Germany coverage. I think you want a bit of Norway coverage because they're very attacking, and then you want I think you want a few England players and maybe a Sweden player or two because they've been playing very well. They've been defending very well, and they have it in them to beat England. So in terms of my team, here's the transfers I'm making. It's unlimited transfers in the quarterfinals. I haven't had to make too many, to be fair. I'll talk you through who I've gone for and why I've gone for them briefly. We've got all the original players as I had. I noticed this goalie, Pauline Peru Magnin. So she could be a beautiful Book of Pool option as well as PE for Peter. So she's got to go in the team. And French goalie, I think they're a good team. We can get some returns. John Anderson, I realise that's another potential John option for Book of John or any of the books that John wrote. So we got John Anderson and Bjorn for Sweden. So we're going to have both of them because they've been defending well, and I do think the England-Sweden game could be a 0-0 along with our Lucy Bronze. Ode Batelet for Spain is another Old Testament option since her name begins with O. It's a bit clutching at straws, but at this stage in the tournament, there's only so many options. And she works nicely as five Spain players. So we've got our other Spain player there. Bonmati Patelis, and then Caldeni's going to come back in the team. Mariona, Mark. There's a few letters there that link. She'll be another Mark option. And then up top, I'm bringing in Hedgeberg, another Hebrews option for the HE there. She's one of the top goal scorers in European football, as is Katoto, who smashed it for me yesterday. So they're going to be up front with Lauren James. I actually really like the look of this team. Like, even if you're not trying to come up with like remote Bible inspired links, if you're playing this game, like I actually think this team is genuinely looking quite strong. Obviously, you want to sort the team by date, so you want to have some of the earlier players that are playing in the week before some of the players that play later in the week. So like the likes of Brandt, she's playing later in the week, so we can bring her in towards the latter stages. Same with Bull, Clara Bull. They're the two German midfielders that I think. If you want a Germany coverage, they're the two. Katoto proved yesterday how good she is in front of goal. And then, I mean, Spain just unreal. So I've got their main three midfielders there, along with a couple of defenders. Because I was just thinking with defenders like, and PS for captaincy, captain the first player of the game week, because you can keep changing captain with each match day that comes past. So that's the team. I was just talking about defenders really, like, because looking at the fixtures, I mean, like I said, Sweden and England could be a 0-0, but they're two good teams. You wouldn't be surprised if both teams scored. Norway have goals in them, hence why I wanted some coverage up front. France, Germany, I think there's goals in, and then Spain, Switzerland. I think the highest chance for clean sheet out of these games is Spain, which is partly why I've gone for two Spanish defenders. But we do know they can score goals. If you wanted a Nesta Gonzalez up front, a Pina, like all good options. I think there's only so many right or wrong answers with these teams. If you're not going for Bible names like me, I think Russo instead of James is probably a good idea for England. Um, there's Blackstone House for Sweden up front, who's been looking good. You could have her. You could have Graham Hansen instead of Hedgeberg up front. There's a few different options you could have. I perhaps wouldn't go double Sweden defence. I'd have someone like Kachawi because she seems to be on penalties for France. But because there's no Bible name link there, we're going to stay true to the series. While also backing players who, to be honest, are doing quite well. Sweden are defending well. There's ball recoveries there. Yeah, I'm quietly confident that we could do well with this team even though I'm, having to use some Bible related player links as part of the inspiration. But look, I think God could be honouring me. We're top 100 in the world. We might even win this thing. Do like and subscribe if you'd like to tune in for future episodes, see how I progress up the ranks, hopefully, and obviously have a little bit of Bible encouragement alongside these videos to bring just a little bit more meaning and purpose, basically, to some of these videos, alongside some of the trivial aspects of fantasy football and getting virtual points. I'll leave it here for now before this video is far too long. But thank you so much again for the recent comment, recent subscribers. The reviews on this channel have been doing pretty well for someone that's starting out. I mainly care about reaching people with encouragement and meaning and hope, alongside the fantasy football interest that I have paired with that. So yeah, do like to subscribe for more if you want to tune in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for those of you that have been loyal to the channel thus far. Otherwise, yeah, look forward to catching you on the next one.